Let's give them a round of applause. Let's give a round of applause to Miss Lynette Carr-Hicks. You know, she's just a tireless worker for these young musicians in our program here at Knight High School. But more importantly, the dedication that's shown by these students. They're here in the afternoons, they're here in the morning, they're here today on Sunday, Palm Sunday, to perform, to raise funds for their trip next week. So we appreciate you as our friends and family supporting this endeavor. And again, thank you so much. Have a wonderful afternoon. Have a wonderful Easter. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy the show. Again, thank you so much.
Presenting our colors today is the Port Authority Police Department Honor Guard. Please remain standing and join the Rhythm of the Night Show Choir from Uniondale High School, New York, as they sing our national anthem. Rhythm of the Night Show Choir from Uniondale High School, New York.
Our next honoree, Lynette Carr-Hicks. That's right. Lynette is the internationally known creator of the Uniondale High School's show choir, Rhythm of the Night. Before starting her career at Uniondale, Lynette made a name for herself working in the music business with people like Al Jarreau and Phil Collins. She's also involved in numerous Broadway and off-Broadway musicals. But in 2000, she began her teaching career, and eventually she created several award-winning show choirs before heading to Uniondale in 2007. Lynette's Rhythm of the Night's success, though, is unparalleled. This remarkable group has appeared on The Today Show, CNN, Steve Harvey's show, Fox 5, and ABC. They have been asked to perform with Barry Manilow, Kenny Rogers, and Foreigner, as well as for the New York Mets, Brooklyn Nets, and New York Giants. This past April, they won the Great Champion Award at the Fame Show Choir Nationals Champion Series in Chicago. Lynette's uplifting work with her Uniondale Choir is so inspiring. It wouldn't be a surprise if her story was one day made into a Hollywood film. This is why the Long Island Music of Fame is so excited to name Lynette Carr-Hicks its 2018 Educator of Note.
Show choir. I heard you were great. Is that true? I heard it was amazing. Is that true? Was it what? Rhythm of the Night is not like any other show choir that you will ever see. And I promise you that.
It's more than just like a sport. where after school you have practice for a couple hours and you go home.
Ms. Carr said, do it again, do it again, do it again. Even though we're tired, we know it has to be perfect.
So they are with you from 3:30 after school till 10 p.m.?
Yes, and sometimes they don't even want to go home. They want to just stay. I said, will you go home?
Choir director Lynette Carr-Hicks changes lives one note at a time. You're finding these kids who they don't want to be on stage dancing and singing because they're tough guys, and you're transforming them into a choir?
Yes, I could see a young man in the hallway. I says, wow, you ever thought about being in a choir? And then they look at me like, what's wrong with this lady? I said, oh, you look like you can sing. Can you dance too? And they just walk away, and then you can see
They
their
walk
faces
away.
like, this lady is crazy. But then later on, you'll see them, they come out for the audition, and then they audition for the choir.
For many students, the choir has become a kind of refuge.
Outside of the choir, I moved from shelter to shelter, living with people, staying in people's homes in just a room. Right here, none of that matters.
I feel like I was lost, mostly. And it was kind of hard for me to control all my emotions. I got kicked out of school once, suspensions. This choir changed me.
Thank you. I don't hear anybody saying welcome.
Well, they call you Mom. Why do they call you that?
I guess because I get on them like a mother all the time.
I'm waiting.
I see them, you know, coming in the classroom. I don't care if you had a bad day, you say good morning, you know. Take the hat off your head and, you know, pull them pants up.
She cares for them as best she can with food when they're hungry, a 24/7 open-door policy, even money, her own, when they struggle financially.
Let's do it again.
And in return, Mama demands excellence. Every member graduates, goes on to college, and this year, her babies made history.
The 2018 National Grandstanding Uniondale.
I was walking down the hallway, and I was like, hold on, wait a minute. We just did this. We're the first minority choir to ever win show choir national competition. This is history.
I'm just learning a little, right? A few minutes with Lynette's kids, and it is clear they deserve every one of those trophies. You know, I think what's so great about this show choir? She's sitting right across from me. Her name is Lynette. And somehow you are reaching into, like, their soul.
I'd never really thought of it like that. I want to do, you know, be a celebrity, you know, singing and being on stage. I just love working with them. I never thought I could ever teach kids. We are the best.
She taught me what I'm really, truly capable of.
Ms. Carr, whew, that lady, she is everything to me.
Thank you is not even big enough of a word.
And don't you want to see them live now? The 2018 National Champs Rhythm of the Night Show Choir is with us now, but one of these kids looks a little bit older than high school. What? Take it away.
I bet you want to autograph. lean with it, put no sheen in it, and back, just flat. Let's say it again. We gotta show what we do. Gotta show what we do. Gotta show what we do. Gotta show 'em now. Gotta show 'em now. Yeah, show 'em out there.
Come on! You are amazing! Oh my gosh, that was incredible! I mean, you guys, you are beautiful. What an incredibly talented group.
They are fantastic. I can't believe I'm crying right now.
You know what? You created this incredible group, and I know how much y'all love her. And we love you too. So we have a little surprise. We called our friends from the Broadway musical Once on This Island. It's one of the top shows. It's a Tony winner, and they heard about your story, so they want to invite everybody to go to their show on Broadway.
We got some excited folks. That's so awesome. And Lynette, I think Hoda did awesome.
She did fantastic.
Go on, y'all.
You was amazing.
But y'all were awesome. And where's Joy? Come here. This is your daughter. Her daughter helped too.
Yes, yes.
Choreographer. Awesome, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Rhythm of the Night Show Choir. Thanks to all y'all.
Thank you guys. You're awesome.
Moms, you're over there. They did awesome.
Love you.
This is Today on NBC.
Love teachers like that.
She totally believes it. And she was on Broadway at one point, and she said that she realized, I wonder if I should teach. And she went to the school, and it was like magic. And I have to tell you, she has such a hold on these kids.
Yeah.
I've never seen
The good
anything.
kind.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
turns kids around. Kids who were thought they could do like no good in life. She's turned the beat around. And I was so shocked. They came and they were doing a live performance
this morning, yes, and you joined them. Look at.
Well, it was a little. My part
it was so cute.
sad.
Are we going to show some of it? Here we go.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Now let me put some
Look at you.
It's my birthday. No, it's, oh!
Look at you,
And then after these kids, I don't know how they remember everything. Okay.
It's
oh my
called
God.
practice.
Oh wow. Boy, you know, sometimes in your head things
I was
seem
amazed
better.
how well you
Anyway.
did. Because you probably didn't have much time to rehearse, did you?
We did. We just had a few minutes, but I got to tell you, these kids. They said when they would walk into choir competitions, they didn't even have like matching outfits.
Yeah.
And
the Bad News Bears.
Yeah, and as the years went on, all of a sudden they take the big trophy. It's in their school. You got to see it. They have like a whole trophy case just for them. So hats off to Lynette. She's an awesome person.
Look how small I look.
You know they got sunrise in the shine on you. You know they love you and love. feeling good this evening, let me give you a wave out there, all right? This song was made famous by the Mighty Temptations. You surely must know that, girl, you changed my life. It was all and golden. You made it sunny and bright. Well, I was blessed day about you. Gonna build my whole world around you. Everything good, girl, and you're all that matters to me. When my way was dark and troubles were near, your love provided the light so I could see, girl. Just knowing your love was near when times were bad, kept the world from closing in on me, girl. I was blessed the day I found you. Gonna build my whole world around you. Everything good, girl, and you're all that matters to me. Baby, your party thoughts, I think each day. Your name including every phrase my lips say. Every dream I dream is about you. Honey, I could live without. Baby, 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 you're my everything. You're my everything. Yes, you are. You're everything. You're the girl I sing about in every love song I sing. You're my winter and my summer, my fall, my spring. Now I was blessed the day I found you. Gonna build my whole world around you. You're everything good, girl, and you're all that matters to me. Don't you know, baby, you're my everything. You're my everything. Yes, you are. You're everything, girl. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give another round of applause for this Robert Johnson. Mr. Johnson is so amazing. He makes sure he always support the Unionville High School Show Choir every performance, every time that we have something. He never tells us no. So we want to publicly say thank you, Mr. Johnson, for everything that you do. Thank you. Thank you. Next we have this amazing violinist. She is alumni class of 2006. Annalisa, hope you enjoy what she does. Thank you. Give her a round of applause. I know she's trying to do her, up and coming CD, and I want you to remember this young lady, and I want her to talk a little bit because, again, she's a graduate of Uniondale High School, class of 2006.
Well, thank you. First of all, please give Ms. Carr a round of applause and the show choir. They are simply amazing. Thank you guys for having me. I'm an alumni from the school, so this means a lot to me to be able to come and share my gifts with you guys. And not much about me, just hashtag me on Instagram. That's it. My hashtag is class 506. And that's it. I'm a violinist, I teach, I do lessons, so reach out. Thank you.
She does weddings, birthday parties, anything. You can contact her. Thank you. Next, we have this amazing vocalist. She is one of our board members here, Ms. Charlize Desiree. Well, we're going to tally up. I hope in the back, and hopefully everyone is. We're going to tally up and see how much money we raise. We have to raise about $20,000 tonight. And if we don't raise it tonight, we want to make sure you can call somebody and tell them to put some money together to make sure these young people go to nationals. We qualified in Show Choir America, Show Choir America, and it qualified us to go to nationals. Last year, you didn't know, if you saw in the film, they were 2018 National Show Choir champions. And so this year, we want to gain our time. Yeah, you can clap, thank you. And this year, we want to make sure, if you didn't get a chance to see that wonderful cup outside, when you go outside and make a left, there's a big cup, and we have to return that cup. But we want to make sure that cup stays right here in Uniondale High School. So please, again, thank you so much for coming out, and we truly appreciate it. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure if she's back here. Did anyone see Miss Desiree? Oh, check the chorus room. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. And then I also had one of my, in the beginning of the show, one of my alumni, he's a show choir alumni, he graduated last year, and he came back to sing for us before I let go. So he was a young man who was singing the lead. So give him a round of applause for Mr. God. So now, ladies and gentlemen, one and only Ms. Charlize Desiree.
got that CD out because I was blind, because this little voice is absolutely amazing. Thank you, and I absolutely love this Carr-Hicks, not because I'm a board member, which I am, it's my first year, but because as a parent, I learned what kind of teacher she was. When she first came here and it was 9th grade chorus, she had my son, who is not somebody to dance and move, but she got him to dance and move, and he didn't look like he was being punished to do it. And I said, if someone can do that with my son, then it's somebody worth paying attention to, supporting. Because it was something where she took them out of the classroom, out of the school, and was able to show them something different and really stretch them. Stretch him into doing something he would never do. And more likely, he wouldn't repeat it right now. But I saw him do it. I saw him smile doing it because she was able to pull something out of him that he didn't even realize was there. And I said, that's somebody that I would love to teach my children. And I know others would love to have that type of teacher. And so I thank you all and just continue to support the show choir. She is by no means easy on them. They have to have good grades and have good moves. And she demands the best of them, and that's why I love supporting this. I've been supporting singing in these way before being a board member, maybe 6 or 7 years. I've always come to support one way or another. Whether I'm singing or not, I'm still here supporting because it's a worthwhile effort, okay? Thank you so much, and continue to support. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so now, no one put anything outside in the lobby. We want you to buy something, even if you all want any fried chicken, maybe somebody at home wants some fried chicken. And if you want a nice little bag, and we have a nice little ribbon bag, it's really nice, you on the way, and you spend, and let me just tell you, when you said ribbon bag, and they know you come from Uniondale, they will stop you wherever you are. And it is the truth. Everywhere we go, they say, oh my God, we quiet and we see on television. So buy a bag, we buy a shirt, buy a sweatshirt. We just want you to support them. We weren't supposed to have no intermission. We got too much stuff out there. So we need you to please support us because we got to make some money. Because right now, we're going to make $2,300. That's not giving us to Chicago. So we need you to go out there and buy something. If you want to get out a little bit more, and we have this amazing outside this lobby. They have this lobby. I have to practice. It was $2,300. We're going to go to Chicago. But wait a minute. If you open those doors, you're going to see a music notes. And there are plaques and stars and notes itself. And if you would like to donate more than what you gave today, we want your name to be plastered here in Uniondale. We can do that. There are forms outside when you go outside the hall, the lobby, and you can get that. And then when you come back, then we'll be at another jump son, and then we'll show you our competition 2019. And maybe that will change your mind and make sure they come back and win the national championship and they go on to Chicago. So a few minutes, 15 minutes, please go get something and give us something to drink. Please support these wonderful kids. Thank you. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. Thank you.
It was probably one of the best things I've done with my high school career, and it's carried over to my college career, to my everyday life. Like it's seriously part of who I am now.
Because like being a part of this was a community. Like I said, it's a community. It's not just a show choir.
It's a lifestyle.
And that may sound cheesy, but it is what it is. If you think we're up here just singing and dancing for fun, then you're wrong. It's something way deeper than that.
All right, just imagine being right here and just looking up and seeing like a whole crowd of people just watching you, just hearing people cheering. I'm just like, this is like, I love it. I love the energy. I love to give off my energy. I love to be around people with the same energy. Like if somebody has more energy than me, like I'm gonna try and beat them. Like.
I was never really a part of a team, like a performing team. So show choir, being here, I learned to work with other people because usually it's just me and my sister. We just stay to the side. Do you have it? Okay, if I have it and you have it, then I'm good. But being in show choir, I learned to not just worry about me or my sister. I learned to look around and see, okay, if we're not all on the same page, I need to do what I can to make sure that we're all on the same page.
We were one family. So like, if the kids weren't at her house, they were at my house. If they were at that house, they were at that house. We took care of everybody's children. We bought, when they had practice, we brought food in. We bought dinner, we bought breakfast. We did everything for those kids. I sewn costumes. We did a lot. And although it was a lot of money, I think I helped build this new wing here. It was worth it. And I think as parents, we really did enjoy it, and we didn't see it as a burden so much. We knew it was for a bigger picture.
So we were in Nashville, and we had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to be at school at 3. But, you know, some people just don't work out. For example, me, I woke up at 4. They left me, and I had to get an Uber to the airport. Now at the airport, I didn't have my ID either, so that was even better. So I'm waiting there and waiting there and waiting there, and I finally get through. Next thing you know, we about to board, and I misplaced my boarding pass. I find my boarding pass at some restaurant that I was in where I bought food, and now we're on the plane ride, which I will sleep through the whole entire thing. And we're in Nashville now, waiting to leave, and you know, the anxiety kicks in now because you know the competition's tomorrow, and we're going to see the competition today. So we'll be good though. We'll be good.
These high school students in Long Island, New York really have something to sing about. With the help of a very special teacher named Lynette Carr-Hicks, the Uniondale Rhythm of the Night Show Choir found the beat, and then beat out the competition again and again.
I pushed them really hard, and I want them to always instill that in them so when they graduate, it's always in them.
But Miss Lynette isn't just the director of the award-winning show choir. To a lot of students, she's a mother figure who creates a loving community and launching pad for them to reach their full potential.
A lot of my students go through a lot, and I tell every kid, don't worry about it. I don't even care. Even if it's late at night, if you're going through anything, you know, my phone is there.
She's my inspirational leader. She's a role model to me. She's my second mom.
And she brings out the best in people, and she brought out the best in me.
I just want them to succeed and do well. I didn't mean to start crying. Oh, God, I got emotional.
Lynette's program, which includes 4 to 5 hours of practice every day, is something you will be more likely to find at a top-performing art school rather than a public school.
Everyone has something in them. You just have to practice and make sure it's perfect.
And now they've made history. Thanks to Lynette, the Rhythm of the Night are the first minority choir to win the grand champion at Show Choir National Finals.
The 2018 National Grand Champion, Uniondale. Congratulations.
Well, it was one of the best days of all our lives.
Why is this important to you, that you open up your heart and your life to these kids?
You know, Steve, I just heard you say something about what a teacher said to you that wasn't good.
Right.
You know, and when I was young, sometimes I didn't feel good about myself. And I remember I used to have a gap in my mouth, and I slurred my S's. Therefore, sometimes there were kids who would make fun of me, but but the other kids loved me because I could sing, you know, and I could play the piano, so I had that in me. So I said to myself, you know, I'm a great person inside, you know, so outside that beauty just comes out. So it doesn't matter what maybe someone else says. So then, you know, I started putting that into my kids. I started telling them that they're handsome, they're beautiful, they can go places, they can be anything they want to be in life. And always think about just being positive, always putting a smile on your face all the time. And that's what I try to instill.
You know, my mother was a Sunday school teacher. And she taught me this growing up. She said, God blesses you to become a blessing. And the more God can trust you, the more he'll give you to be a blessing. He just got to know that he can trust you. And obviously, he trusts you. Because you give so much of yourself to so many people without anything in return. People are noticing that. And you way over there in New York, we heard about it way over here in LA. And we brought you out to tell you how much we appreciate you. Because you represent so many teachers out there.
Thank you so much.
Please give it up again for Lynette Carr-Hicks.
Is there anybody going to listen to my story? All about the girl who came to stay. She's the kind of girl you want so much, it makes you sorry. Still, you don't regret a single day. A It's your girl. No, all I need is love. So you grab your girl, then you grab a couple more, and you walk with me in the middle of the floor. So you get it, stick, and the smell is right. So you pass to the left, and sail to the right.
Here's your majors.
I want you so bad. When I find myself in times of trouble, but Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. With the word of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in this world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though we may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. 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 There will be an answer. Let it be. 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 Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow. Let it be. Wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me. Speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. 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 Oh, let it be an answer. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Oh, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream that one day we will all come together.
Here come on that time, he come grooving us slowly. He got juju eyeball, he one holy roller. He got head down to his knees. Got to be a joker, he just do what he pleases. He got
Open the shelves. Open the shelves. We have an incredible band back here, Mr. Winter, our band director in the back. You probably didn't see them back there. We have Mr. Barker right here on keys. We have Megan Zillow right here on keys. We have Courtney on drums. We have Isaac. We have Anthony. We got Casey. And we got, of course, Akia. Can't forget Mr. Tom. Ladies and gentlemen, you didn't know, man, we thank you for coming, but we also want, when we did the show program, we want the best sex, we want the best male vocalist. Male vocalist, raise your hand, best male vocalist. We also want the best male stage presence, where you at? Best male stage presence, where you at? Who is somewhere up there? All right, and then we want the best vocalist, vocals, and best choreography. Let's give them a round of applause. So we have these baskets, ladies and gentlemen, and I know this for the flyer, and I know some people was questioning, but they said it was supposed to be free. It can't be free because we got to go to Chicago. Our district is amazing. They're able to accommodate as much money as they can give us. They can't give us everything. We have other things that go on in their high school. But we need your help because we still only made $2,700. As I said to you earlier, we need to make sure that we have enough to take our truck, but we don't have a place for people to go to their hotel. They don't have to pay their admission to go to show choir for national. The national, there's a price for their national fee. So as I told you, we need your help. If you have a little bit more and you would like to, please, they have their best. These things are amazing. Do you know this choir is nationally known? They are nationally known, and from a little town in Uniondale. And so it's pretty amazing. Everywhere they go, people rave about how well they are. And if you don't have it tonight and you want to be able to bring something back, you can write a check out to Uniondale High School and bring that check. Or if you know a friend or somebody, tell them, show them everything that you see with this choir you see on YouTube. You'll see everything. So you can show them and let them know how amazing they were. We were supposed to go live stream today, but we were not able to go live stream. But we still can. We need you to help out as much as you can. And again, if you want to give more, I know some people gave like more than the amount, and you want your name to be right here on our plaque, please make sure on the way out you do so. And then if you have a son or daughter who want to be a part of the show choir for 2019, we are having auditions May 22nd and May 23rd, but there's an informational meeting on May 8th, so they'll know everything and what goes into the choir itself. Again, let me thank you, Mr. Johnson, Ms. Desiree, Adabisi, OB, Sister B. Lightning. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And again, please please make sure you tell a friend. Please tell a friend. Because again, if we don't have the funds, we will not be able to go to Chicago at all. Our district takes care of a lot, and we thank them so much for supporting us. But now we have to fundraise as much as we can. The show choir costs us over $180,000 every year. The more kids you get, and every time you win, the more expensive it is for us. And if you didn't know, this showcase that we did this year was based on a movie called Across the Universe, a mix of the Beatles, and then we added some other stuff with Bruno Mars and Justin Timberlake and Beyonce. But again, a lot of the music was from the Beatles. And again, I hope you enjoyed our 2019 show choir competition, 2019. I want to say again, God bless to each and every one of you. Please, again, it's not too late this week. We got to make sure we make it to our goal. There's no school next week, so we're not able to do it by this week. We will not be able to go to Chicago. So please, 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 our parents pay a lot of money, and then they put a lot of money out on this choir and their kids, and it costs us a lot. So now we're on a national level, so we don't have to go, but we need to go. Okay, I'm going to say it again. We don't have to go, but we need to go. Because again, we won last year, 2018, and I truly believe that they're going to win 2019 showcase. Again, if you didn't hear what Steve Harvey said, like he said, you must be doing great. All the way in California knows about this amazing group. So thank you, God bless. Thank you for everything. We love you. God bless. Okay, somebody else. Okay, don't leave. Mr. Dario, you make me happy. This is what
before we let go. Now we had a good time, that's what they say. We hurt each other, and it's a shame. No, we won't be foolish, no, 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 no. You should know. I wanna make sure we're right, 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 before we let go. You know we thank God sunrise and shine on you. You know there's nothing, nothing, nothing I would not do. Whoa, before I let you. Oh,